Hello, I hope you're all well. Welcome to Money is Important with me, Shibagasa. So today we are talking about how to overcome debt. Debt is a state of owing money to someone. So we're going to look at how to overcome it. First and foremost, you will have to list down all the amounts of money that you owe to different people or different entities, from the smallest to the biggest. Why we list from the smallest to the biggest is because you want to look at the small debt up and feel like you can afford to pay it off very easily, rather than when you start with the biggest and every time you look at that amount you feel like, oh, this is so big, I can't deal with it, and you just keep on being in debt. Of course, when you don't remit anything to those obligations, you just stay in debt. So it is better you list from the smallest to the highest, such that every time you look at a small figure you feel like you can easily pay it off. And of course, we also look at we'll review our budget, look through your budget. If you don't have a budget, this is the time to sit down and draft something small. You can draft a weekly budget, you can draft a monthly budget. If you're so good at it, you can even draft an annual budget or a year budget. Yeah. So in your budget, you look at the expenses that you can live without, what we call avoidable expenses. These are expenses that you don't really need to spend on, but you can actually ignore them for a certain time and you live on well without any inconveniences. This may include certain type of foods, they may include subscribing to certain social clubs. So anything like that you think you can live without is an avoidable expense, and you can ignore it, which aside that the money it was taking can be added up to subscribe to the debt or increase in the money that you will be using to pay off your debts. Yes. So we can also look at what we call debt consolidation. Debt consolidation is the state of you adding up all the money that you owe. Maybe you owe A, you owe B, you owe C. You add up all that money. Maybe you visit like a bank or a friend that you know that can afford to give you all that money, and you pay off all these three people, and then you stay with just one person or just one bank that you'll be paying to. So every time you have just one person you're paying to, it is much easier to pay that person, because of course it's easier to tell someone that, oh, I was unable to get money, and they will understand, rather than telling three people. Or it is easier to send them certain small amounts of money than when you have to send three people or to more than three people. It may be quite hard for you. Yeah. So the other thing could be, you can look at increasing your income. Increasing your income may mean that you may not have to invest in things that require a lot of money, but you can look at anything that requires small monies and you start it. For instance, if you're in environments or areas where you see certain market for things, you may visit your friends or people you know and ask them to market their things on your behalf. And once you get a buyer, you sell the product and get your part, something like that. Or if you're someone who drives, you may decide to drop off like your neighbors' kids at school in exchange of some small money or something like that. So you can look at adding your income or increasing your sources of income without necessarily doing an investment that requires a lot of money. Yeah. So other than that, thank you so much for watching. Always remember that money is important. If you want to know how important money is, just don't have it. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.